Air Force One has appeared on the channel recently, where I discussed updates surrounding the contractual obligations held over at Boeing. In that report, I noted how Boeing regretted really committing to providing the new Air Force One jets that were part of, to repeat, a multi-billion-dollar deal. However, they felt they generally had no choice but to finish these aircraft given the contract had already been signed. Obviously, not the most welcoming statements from key executives, but what it does highlight to us is how, no matter the money, sometimes some contracts just simply don't fit. Now, more delays are seemingly expected following reports involving the labour market. Why exactly? Well, it's reasoning that is pretty typical of something like that of Air Force One and the tight security that is involved in naturally flying, building, and just operating the aircraft. It's all related to security clearance and skill levels of the mechanics working on the plane. Of course, those being the ones that are getting it to the levels necessary for completion and an eventual delivery. Further delays on the aircraft, which again would not be the first, would come due to a tight labour market that revolves around mechanics with lower security clearance rates being available. Not, though, mechanics that have the skill and security clearances to be working on these said aircraft. There lies a problem. In saying that, while the focus definitely for this video sits on that side, I should mention it doesn't solely revolve around those. We've also seen several issues with the new aircraft being built, with supply difficulties hampering the aircraft manufacturer, with mid-build, them needing to change suppliers of critical parts of the plane. Of course, adding time and therefore delays for them to obtain the required materials to move forward with the build of the aircraft. In addition, we know that many Boeing aircraft have had their problems and of course have probably been a priority for the aircraft manufacturer. It means that focus on these Air Force One jets probably have not been of the heightened importance that maybe the government required. What is important to know is this is no simple aircraft to build. While it is based off the 7478, the newest entry into the 747 family, building Air Force One is complex, with years upon years of work going into building something capable of carrying the President of the United States, alongside essential members of the government. It's equipped, therefore, with all the latest goods, and that's indicated through the price. Because it is equipped with such goods, such as military defense systems, advanced communications, and a whole lot more, it requires different types of mechanics that are not readily available to be, say, committed to such a job. The pool of people, therefore, that are on offer is also less, as you could probably expect. It's much more of a niche, meaning for executives that are running such a program, their existing workers can slip into fatigue. We know how fatigue can impact a workforce, and that has been especially highlighted on aircraft such as the 787, with major quality assurance difficulties impacting the line for many years now. Air Force One aircraft will always be at the center of attention for maybe potentially the good and the wrong reasons, but ultimately it is a controversial contract, and as the pieces come together more on the production floor, there is always the possibility of further delays and or supply problems, which of course has been highlighted throughout production. Please do let me know your thoughts. Do you believe Boeing was probably right to accept the contract, or do you believe it's having more negative implications on the overall business? You can let me know down in the comments. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you tomorrow here back on the channel for another video.